What's up, everybody? 343 coming to you here. Hey, got a little something that I did last night with a few buddies, aka Alan Hain, the lawn care nut, had a hangout on Google Hangouts, and it was him and a guy named Steve Sharon and a guy named, can't think of his name, but they're lawn care guys. They we're just talking around. It was called the Lawn Care Shit Show. So, this is on pause. So this is Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. This down here is Steve. And this over here is whatever his name is. But anyway, I had a couple questions, and surprisingly, they answered them. Alan Hain is a really good guy. If you really want to bring your lawn out, bring it to where it looks real nice. I know that if you look out the window today, there's no snow out there. As a matter of fact, it's getting pretty green out there. Got a few dabs of grass there that's starting to grow, and especially over in there and out by the flagpole, it's looking really green. So that's good. But thought I'd play this for you and let you hear what they have to say. Now, they will say my name, Nathan, and they will say the 343, so be listening for that.
I have a comment from the Nathan 343 says, oh wait, no. We wanted haunted yards. He goes, will rolling naked in the grass after 7 bottles of Poppy IPA show the lawn that I love it?
Yes, it will, and if you actually come to my house, Haunted Yards, you will be able to do that with my neighbors, and I do that quite often. For real.
All right, hold on here, folks. I'm gonna change this from mute or the volume on the deal. You probably just heard him say the 343. They got my question confused with someone else's, so yeah.
Let me just tell you, when people drive by my lawn, they actually slow down and look at it. People think it's fake. Take Nathan's question next. He's got 2 there. He's got 1 and a follow-up. Let's hit those.
Yeah, let's see here. When is the best time to plant grass seed in Illinois, in the spring and fall? What kind of name of grass seed is the best?
So he's got a couple here. So let's talk about that. So planting grass seed, here's the thing. You can plant in the spring or the fall, and you're going to be fine. It just depends on what your goals are. So if the lawn is overall thin and you're just starting out, then I would go ahead and put on some seed immediately as soon as temperatures are going to be over 40 degrees at night consistently. Put the grass seed down in the spring. Then what you're going to want to do is, I have actually a lawn plan that's there that you can see on my channel. But then you are going to still put down a pre-emergent for crabgrass, but you're going to do that a little bit later in the season. And that would typically be probably early May. You won't get all of the crabgrass, but you'll get some of it. And you'll still be able to grow a good enough amount of that grass seed in the spring because you're putting it down in early April. So that'll give you a good 30 days germination before you go ahead and put down crabgrass pre-emergent. If you're going to seed in the fall, that's typically the best time to do it. So the strategy there would be, let's fertilize properly, mow properly, and water properly all year with what lawn we have. And then in the fall, use some grass seed to fill in what didn't fill in naturally from fertilizing and properly mowing and watering. And in that case, again, you want to do that early enough that you're not going to get a frost before the grass has had at least 30 to 40 days to germinate and mature. So hopefully that answers. And I see he's got a follow-up about Kentucky 31.
Yeah, exactly.
So Kentucky 31, if I remember right, is actually a turf-type tall fescue that is named Kentucky 31 because they've tried to mirror it against the softness of bluegrass. So Kentucky bluegrass is really the ultimate grass for turf because it's soft, it does turn blue, which, by the way, the thing that makes Kentucky bluegrass blue is iron, which is why I recommend Millergonite a lot. However, bluegrass can be susceptible to diseases, and it doesn't do really well in the summer when we don't get a lot of rain. So Kentucky 31 is one of those hybrid tall fescues that they have brought in to try to mimic that look, but give you some of the drought and heat tolerance that you get from a tall fescue. So I will tell you that I have a lawn that has some Kentucky 31 in it as well as some Armada tall fescue, and I'm in Northwest Indiana, and I'm a little bit too far north for tall fescue. I do fine, as you can see, but I don't recommend tall fescue this far north. If you're down in southern Illinois, you can probably get away with it. Kentucky 31 will do okay, just don't plant it by itself. Always bring in some Kentucky bluegrass with it, as well as some perennial ryegrass, so you don't create what's called a monoculture. You do not want to have a lawn that is all one grass type, because then if you get a problem with a disease, you will wipe out 100% of your lawn. When you have, say, 3 grass types going, if a disease attacks one of those, the other 2 can fill in and take over. So hopefully that answers that.
I've never heard of
Yeah, I was
that.
just gonna say, can you elaborate on how many grass types you can have in your yard? I didn't even know that was possible.
Oh yeah, you can have as many as you want, really. I mean, but typically 3 is what we're going to do. It depends on the sunny and shady mix of your lawn. But you don't want a monoculture where you have all of one type of grass. So most blends that you buy, if you go to the store and you buy Scott seed or Pennington seed, it's rarely going to be 100% of one grass type. And even if it's 100% bluegrass, it'll be 3 cultivars of bluegrass. It won't be all the same one, because each has been genetically bred to be able to resist or stand up to one thing versus another. Some are better for heavy foot traffic, others are better in drought. So you always want to have a mix with your grass. And I can tell you that if you're in a home lawn right now, you probably have a mix of grass types and you don't even realize it. But if you're going to seed, you definitely want to put grass types together, and you want to put grass types together that work together. So you wouldn't have like a fine fescue or a chewing fescue with a turf type tall fescue. They don't grow the same, and so that wouldn't look right. So that's why I say perennial rye, Kentucky bluegrass, and that Kentucky 31 will do well together, and you won't have any weird looks or anything that looks strange.
Do you have a resource on a good mix and match grass seed type that we could point people to? Because that seems like a pretty in-depth, discussion. I'm sure somewhere it exists.
I don't have a resource, but it gives me a good idea to do a video, talk about grass seed types that go together and why.
Now, I don't know if you've already answered this, but I know someone will ask. I think it's probably the most common question that I've ever heard in my life about lawn care. How high should I cut my grass?
Ladies and gentlemen, the answer to that question is anywhere from probably depending on the grass, but I try not to cut my grass as low as 3, like 2.25 or 2.5 is like the lowest I'll cut. If we're getting a lot of rain and it's growing real good, 2.25. If we're not getting a lot of rain and I'm trying to keep the moisture much in the ground, 3 to 4 inches is the highest I'll cut. Is probably 4. I try to cut around 3.5, and it makes the grass stripe real well when it's taller. So yeah. But talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this, and there'll probably be more from 343. Don't forget the live hangout. You asked 343 questions tonight. I will be doing it tonight. I just had this thing last night, so it kind of lasted longer than I suspected. But tonight, definitely tell your friends, tell your family to go on Google Live Hangouts, and come find me. See ya. Bye.